Alright, it is AOE meantime. Carcass Jack, Cleave of Rage, 25 rage here, 20 rage here. We have 5 rage here, 5 rage here, 5 rage here, 5 rage here, 10 rage here, and I believe that is all the rage I have. I have opportunities for another 5 rage in this slot, and there's a jewel here that can give me another 5 rage. So at one point I will be 140 rage. I'm not sure you can get more than that. In terms of AOE, I have 0.3 meters here, 0.3 meters here, 5%, 5%, 20%, and then 15% while in sand stance. And that is all the AOE I have. And in my linkage, I have a Pulverize, Increased Area of Effect, Faster Attacks, Rage Support, Impale, and Cleave of Rage. Not my ideal setup. This is my meme setup to get a lot of AOE. Now, let's take a look at what that AOE looks like. Now, I do believe this would be better on a Slayer with the Slayer's AOE Ascendancy that gives like 50% increased area of effect if you kill recently. But I'm not. That's going to be even more gratuitous. This AOE is plenty. As I get to my 130 rage, the AOE goes off the screen. I'm basically hitting a screen and a half, maybe even 2 screens away. I can't actually see how far it's going because it's off the screen, as you can see here. So that is a lot of AOE. It kind of feels like I'm not even using a skill because it's so far off the screen. It makes it difficult. If it wasn't for the slashes on the enemies, I wouldn't even be able to tell I'm hitting anything. Now let's pop that and some dessert, and then go crazy. Let's have a good time. Yeah, I can do a little bit of Sacred Grove. Why not? I don't like to cast Berserk that often, but I don't know exactly how, but sometimes you get real lucky, and when you Warcry, you get all of your rage. I think you have to hit a couple of bosses, a couple of leads, you get like 50 rage per lead, and then you'll get it all. You'll get it all back, so you can do kind of like a loop. Well, that belt used to be my favorite, until they changed the way that marks work. Almost spell suppression cap. I'm at like 60%, and then I have lucky spell suppress, and I need to get to like 75, 80 to get a pseudo 100%. You'll still get hit every now and then, but for the most part, if you have lucky spell suppress, you're not gonna get hit. So I'm gonna go ham on this one. Get to my 130 rage. And hit this. And it's just a good time. It's just a good time. And that's enough. That's enough of this. Let's go back to the map. Now the reason I'm running these smaller, not T16 maps and doing is I don't have any like T16 maps to demo because all my T16 maps suck. I haven't set my favorites up and I only have like 8 maps. So I'll end up doing a map with just some showcases. But Ashen Woods, it showcases. And it can get a little awkward if enemies are right in front of you. You can't tell what to hit. But it is a lot of fun. Get all that rage going. Make your speed super fast. I didn't even know I was supposed to be by that house, right? Where's the house? Well, I don't know if I killed the boss or not. Doesn't matter. Let's move on to the next. Yellow map, Strand. This should be a pretty good little demo. Now, I would use Leap Slam, but when I'm at 130 rage, I can't control the Leap Slam. I'm an old man. I get dizzy. I'll lose more map. So I'll just keep it. It's just a yellow map. Let's pump it up. Let's pump it up. Of course, if I get a boss in here, I probably will not kill it. Must be vulnerable. It's nice to have both of these triggers because it makes you lose your rage so much faster. And as Berserker, the worst place you want to be is like 50 rage at Berserk stage. You want that Berserk stage to disappear as quickly as possible so you can get back to it. I don't typically like to pop Berserk, maybe because it feels so much better to be at 130 rage versus no rage. Oh, we got a little fun zone here. But it's fun to trigger it every now and then. That degen is a bit rough. Oh, we got a whale. I'm not sure I like this lead mechanic that much. Mostly because I keep trying to look at my mini-map and it doesn't exist. Alright, enemies are pumped up. They're delirious. I got AOE. Let's pump. To try to group them up a little bit. All my gems aren't leveled up. There's so much more AOE you can get. And I can't believe there's so much AOE. I can't even imagine this on a player with that 50% increased area of effect. Or any other AOE effect. This is literally just the bare minimum. This is low effort AOE and it's off screening hard. And if I ever get the shrine that makes my area of attack even farther, it's going to be pretty nice. It's wild. It is just so good. Alright, I'm gonna fight this boss. A little bit of seriousness. Sometimes the raise more effective in Berserk is a little difficult to get triggered. Oh man, that bonus, he's got regen, right? I can't kill these guys. I can read mobs and concentration. I'll just let them follow me along. I got AOE grenades, so I'll be hitting them the whole time. Follow me along, I'll keep hitting them. Remember that he's got juice on him. He's got new lead mechanic juice. I don't know what we're calling it. He's got that tree soak in him. He's on that Zero. Drinking that Canadian water. With juice. Ah, so fun. Obviously, if you're going to try to make this a more serious build, you're going to drop some of your AoE for some damage. But you'll still have plenty. See how my rage is dropping exponentially quick? Super beneficial. Because once you run out, you got this little awkward moment where you're a virgin again. There you go. And you war cry, you reach cat up. And then you can just hit it again if you really want it. If you got enough attack speed, you can probably hit it immediately and then recharge. So on my Rage Vortex of Berserking, I also have Rage support. But my gloves, you can see the mod, I don't have Rage on this mod. And if you really wanted to, you can grab a Rage on here, and then there's Cluster Drill to get you Rage. So you can really go crazy with the Rage, but you're probably better off just to increase attack speed, because Cleave gives you 2 Rage per hit, and if you increase your attack speed, you'll get more Rage. If you watch any other Berserker build, I'm sure they're stacking attack speed way higher than mine. I don't really have any attack speed going on right now. I don't know why I'm clearing out my stash. Now, T16. Let's see what T16 is like. Got the bosses Maven, doing a little bit of destructive play, so there should be triple bosses. I'm not going to pump it up. I have the deeps to pump it up. I can clear it pretty well if it's pumped up, but the damage sometimes on some of these bosses or the enemies, they get a little bonkers. So can the health. I don't know if they plan on tuning it, because that buff is a lot stronger than I was expecting. Sometimes it's put me in some pretty serious situations. Without spell suppression, I would be dead, right? And if I was better at like Leap Slam, you can go crazy with speed, but I'm just not good at Leap Slam. It makes me slower in the long run because I'll end up Leap Slamming into a wall and not being able to unleap slam. Looks like they left the mob count off on here, just like no monsters. Or I keep killing them off screen so I can't see them. I wish I had like a 16 pole. Oh, gotta move me. Gotta move me. I'll put blood on instead of instead of sand, just so I do more damage. So you can see it's pretty nuts with the shrines. No enemies. Basically a walk in the park. There we go. Let's fight this dude. Berserk, Raven berserking, dead. It'd be nice if we smash my monster. Get that rage up. Plenty good enough to use. I don't know where that boss came from. Maybe that was the other one. The build is extremely fun. Extremely fun. And it shines in the delve as well. Let's do a little bit of delve here. I mean, it's a short throw. I'll do 2 delves. You need a little bit more range to see how cool it is in the delve. And I recommend everybody build one of these builds and play it, because there's no way in hell they're going to let this stay. There's just no way. As soon as real builders get on this, it's going to be super nuts. You're going to want to get your Warcry speed to less than 4 seconds. So that way if you grab that, 60% more melee damage for every second you've been Warcrying, and you'll be constantly Warcrying. Alright, let's pop this. Let's go all the way to that outpost. Let's go to the outpost. I think the outpost would be good. I haven't done an outpost with this yet. I'm at 38 from a 50 rage. Let's see what happens when I do this, see if it builds it up. Kind of keeping it at 50. Okay, it rounds it down. You get enough attack speed, in theory, you should be able to just pop that as soon as it pops. You can stay in constant berserk now. And obviously you should be using that calm glove, which I'm not using, to help out with that as well. You won't have permanent rage. There'll be a couple of blips where you won't have rage up. I mean berserk. You won't have permanent berserk. There's just a couple of blips where your berserk will drop, and then you gotta wait for your berserk cooldown, and then you gotta recast it. But for the most part, you can be maximum berserk. And then there's also a really good Rage of Berserk build that I theoried out that I might do as like a 4th build. And next build is probably going to be spells I've never used. My brain will get there to play this game. Lacerate with the butchering is also going to be very much like this, but it's not going to have quite the area of effect on the sides, but it will do more damage. And you get to use a two-hander, which is a better weapon set. Axe and sword is awkward. As much as I love this build, and I do, it is excellent. I kind of wish I would have started as Slayer with, what's it called? Lacerate with the butchering. I think that is going to be absolutely incredible. None of this is like bosser material. So if you're a bosser, this isn't built for you. This is 216 map build, which is perfect for starters. I like to start by pumping up my currency by just running maps, clearing out the atlas, mindlessly alking going. Doing some, what's his face? Correct missions. Alright, we stand here. Pop berserk. So as long as you don't get one shot, if you get the 10% of the fleet instant, and you're in this, like, combat situation, it's very, very safe. As long as you don't get one shot. Because you're gaining a ton of life for everything. When you don't have life leech instant, that leech takes a while to hit and has like a maximum regeneration thing. But when it's instant, you can gain a chunk of that maximum regeneration at once. So it's like life on hit versus leech. It makes it very nice. Oh yeah, this was great. I mean, I'm probably hitting, if I can hit through the wall, I'm not sure how it works hitting through the walls. I might be hitting people like through the wall on the other side over there. Yeah, I got the range. I'm hitting people way over here if it allows me to do so. It's really good for doing essence. What it's not really good for is ultimatum, which is what I went into. I just canceled out of there. And I gotta cancel out of this block, and then I'm gonna go just do destructive play. And I think I'm gonna do plants. It's really good at harvest, so I'm gonna do a bunch of harvest. But I gotta save up some fund points. I'll do a Kurak mission. Wait, no, I'm not gonna do a Kurak mission. I'm gonna save Kurak for complete madness. I'm gonna do one more map because this is fun. Cold and Lightning as a fixed. I can play with that. Now what I like to do with my rucksack is this. So this will fill up, and what you do is you just kind of keep it like this, so when this fills up, it then defaults over there. And that way, as you're walking through the maps and you're picking up this loot, it'll fill these up. And it's kind of handy. Let's put a chaos in there. What else is kind of annoying to pick up? I think that's it. I just put all the annoying... Oh, I need one of these. I put all the annoying currencies that I like to pick up, but I don't like to do a lot with, so that way you can charge it up. It's really nice. I made a quick little video on it. I would put these in there, but I don't get enough fusings to even make it worth it. So that's pretty rad. And then you can put a town portal in here as like an emergency in case you ever run out. And then when you pick up these town portals and the scroll of wisdom, sometimes it overstacks here, and then it puts it up here, and it gets kind of messy, but instead it'll put it over here. And that way you don't have to keep it open. I think it looks a little weird. I like to sometimes run with my inventory open. Look, if I close this out, I'll run with my inventory open a little bit. And having this zone is pretty nice, but when you put that there, it kind of ruins it. So this way you can keep your rucksack hidden. And also if you want to do like a flask in here, it's really nice. So I have a movement speed flask, and I have no life flask, and sometimes it gets me into trouble. Right now I'm not trying to level up, I just hit 92, so I'm doing a bunch of content that I intend on dying while doing. So that's pretty nice. Can I refund this? So sad. Alright, let's do another map. These are fun. AOE is grand. As you see, I don't really have... the vault's all okay. I guess Wasteland. That boss is a pain in the ass though, because a lot of times he'll be on consecrated ground and just gain a ton of life. So I do hate the Wasteland boss. What do we got here? Elemental weakness is a bit rough. Burning ground. I don't want to mess with burning ground as a berserker. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. One thing that's really cool is this jewel is like 1 chaos, 3 chaos, and it has the same effect as the lightning one. This one's just inferior because it has duration, but you just get a ring with reduced duration, and then one of these, reduced duration. With my ring and with this guy, I now have elemental immunity, and it was really easy to get, like super easy to get. There's no reason not to. With this only being 3C, this being the reduced ignite duration, no one using it. They all use the avoid lightning and then have that one apply, and that jewel is way more expensive. So I recommend if you're on a budget, like me, I'm always trying to penny pinch with this game. If you're on a budget, Fire Song is excellent. Fire Song, that, and this is a benchcraft mod. So every ring can get this. Just get an open suffix and you got a benchcraft. You can get your 60% here. And if you got a perfect roll, you can get 60% on your ring, or you can get double 50. If you can get a double 50 here, you don't even need a ring. So instead of having cannot take reflect physical damage, which is excellent, I have one more slot. So if I can find another one of these at 50 and get 2 of these at 50, I can get full immunity from just 2 of these bad boys and one of these. It's pretty slick. I like it. Now let's run another map. Let's do a temple. And then after this, I will have Maven charged up, and I'll do a Maven. A Maven invitation. I already ran a 216 without it pumped up. Oh no, never mind. I'm not going to pump it up. This boss sucks. I would pump it up, but the boss in the map is pretty terrible. And and I hate Bubble Boy, so it isn't and say I'm gonna berserk on this Bubble Boy, but I don't need to anymore. Likely better to never pop berserk and stay at 130 rage, but it's fun. I really should get increased area effect on my Warcry because you get all of your rage and you Warcry on 3 elite or rares. Blood. Whoa, don't fuck me up. Get on the blood, berserk, rage into berserker, output some damage. Again, casting both of these is great, because once you get low on rage, you want that to get to 0 as quickly as possible, so you can start recharging. I like to switch into sand stance to be more evasive and have higher defense until I get to my 130 rage. But you're probably better off just staying at 130 and not dropping berserk. Switch to left hand and whack. If that's your style, but I like to have a little fun. Berserk. Can't see the health bar. That's not terrible damage, considering I'm meaningless and I have massive AOE. You saw that survivability. If you got Berserk up, you can survive those hits. Take a bunch less damage. It's overall, it's just a pretty damn nice build, I gotta say. Stack that AOE and it is so fun to play. You have an insane area of effect. I give it like a 9. And I think on a Slayer it's a 10 out of 10. I really do. This is a 10 out of 10 build on a Slayer. You'll have to do a lot more to get damage. With Berserk, you don't need to do anything to get damage. It comes default if the rage effects are tripled and 40% more damage. So maybe the Berserk is better than a Slayer. But the Slayer is going to give you that extra AoE. You're going to get attack speed. You're going to get leech. 10% reduced damage. I think the kit's better on the Slayer. You don't have the degen. But for me, that'll be when I get the better gear. I'll get the better gear, and I'll be able to be far tankier as a player. And I gotta run through the campaign. I'm already regretting the campaign. I don't know if I can pay something. I'm not gonna waste my money to pay a brownie to run through a 6-hour campaign. I'll just fuck it up. But God, I hate the campaign. I'm almost willing to say that Diablo 4 is better because it has a campaign. Except for the fact that you have no reason to play the campaign more than once in Diablo 4, because why the hell would you want to play more than one character in that game? One character's enough. It'll get good, I think. In like 3 years. It'll get great. It's already, Diablo 4 is already good. But a game coming out from the mastermind of action role-playing games, a brand new title, should be amazing. Diablo 4 should not have come out in a good state. Should have came out in an amazing state. They're supposed to be the leaders. But I don't know what happened to Blizzard, but they allowed themselves to no longer be the leaders in the market. Super weird, in my opinion. These are a lot more fun if you cast Berserk and Berserk Vortex. It's real hard to say that from the, because you have Berserk and then you got Rage Vortex Berserker. Maybe I should just acronymize them. On the other side, I'm gonna exit out of here. Every now and then you will get caught at like 60 rage and it takes a while to pump up. That's why popping Berserk is just such a rewarding and unrewarding situation. Super fun when you do it, but then kind of stuffed out when you're on lower rage. And I think an Impale in Champion, probably really good for this. I'm gonna get to the, I got to the boss with no rage, you can take a bit. Charge it up, charge it up. Soft screaming boys. You gotta kill this guy quickly before he starts to regen. Oh, I walked into that poison. I'm not gonna walk all the way back to kill that guy. He can stay alive. That is not worth it. Alright, that is 30 minutes. I think that's good enough to check out the memeage. Now this ring I got here, not that great, but I like the fact that it has the rarity of items on it. It's got T1 Fizz, double resistance even though they're low, so I'm gonna hold on to that one for a little bit. I found this guy with vulnerability on hit, so I've been trying to craft a really nice one. The fire damage is useless, but 15 to all res, accuracy, life, and now I can put reduce ignite duration. It's holding me over for now. This amulet's pretty good. It's holding me over. The 15 all res is really choice on this bad boy. I also needed the int for my Carcass Jack, so that's why I'm using this bad boy. The Bear Grylls, I got this guy for 80 chaos day one. It's already down to 9, but I don't regret my purchase in the slightest. I think it might be a little misleading, because that's a 6%, and it's probably, yeah, it's allowing the 5%, so let's put that to 6. 40, so it's half price. And there's only a few of them with that, with as good of a roll as me, and if I put the attack damage, yeah, there's only a couple. So, you know, that's pretty good. Of course, if I remove the life, because you can just re-roll that yourself. Yeah, so paying 80 chaos was not that big of a deal, and it was a huge AOE and damage bonus. These guys are 1C. These guys are probably 1C. 3C. Carcass Jack, if he's not 6-linked. I got my 6-link pretty luckily. I think Carcass Jack is like a chaos. Let's get rid of this 6-link. I don't know how to... There we go. Couple chaos if you want to use the Carcass Jack. I don't recommend Carcass Jack. What I actually recommend is Bringer of Rain with that blind. Put this blind on the Bringer of Rain. I'm just doing Carcass Jack for the memes. But if you get Bringer of Rain, at least at the beginning, because getting a 6-link is always a pain in the ass. So if you're early, you're just league starting, get this guy, you won't regret it. And if you're lucky, you can pick one of these up. Let's just do a quick search and see if we can get lucky. We got Corruption. You can get +2 to skills, and it's not that great for AOE. Projectile, projectile, burning, projectile, 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 fire, cold, power, socketed AOE. 10 chaos. It's only got 140 lives. Let's sort by this. 5 chaos plus 2 to the level of socketed gems. Right there. That's all you need. Do I have 5 chaos? I'm going to buy that right now. That is my new helmet for whenever I stop using Carcass Jack. And this guy's great. High life. Enough life to compensate for not wearing a body armor. Physical damage to attacks. Chance to block. 3 sockets. Blind is surprisingly good, especially when you pair blind with blood and sand and you're in sand mode and you're blinding everybody. You're getting more blind effect. It works very well. And if you were to throw Grace on here, I haven't even ran Grace. I just run it without Grace. But if you throw Grace on there, your evasion's going to be super solid. And evasion plus spell suppression is a winning combo. It really is. Because when you do get hit, then your cast when damage taken setup, which I am using a steel skin just for the bleed immunity. Your cast when damage taken setup will help when you do get hit. So if you're going to build this build as a Berserker, I recommend spell suppress, evasion, and then cast when damage taken setup. It should give you pretty good defensive layers. You're going to get wrecked on damage over time. If you really want to avoid the damage over time, you can pipe over this way if you're trying to get ultra tanky. And you can grab these and you get yourself a little bit of bleed and maybe even get yourself a little bit ignite if you want. Throw a little fire damage on there. And then you can get immunity to bleed and ignite if you're not getting pure elemental immunity. And this is actually really strong. Bleed immunity is such a quality of life. And with your AOE, you get a high enough bleed chance, like 30, 40, 50%. Everything is going to be bleeding before it hits you because you're off screening everything. So that is ignite and bleed immunity. And then you can pop over to here and get poison immunity. So you'll have bleed immunity, poison immunity, and if you use this, all elemental ailment immunity, spell suppression with lucky. It's just a pretty good defensive setup. And then this guy's 40% more damage just to grab these accuracy nodes, and these accuracy nodes are really strong because you get elemental resistance plus accuracy. I'm not even rocking the... Why do I not have that? Do I have enough? Oh, yep, 4,359. I'm not even rocking the 500 accuracy minus 2 per level. I don't even need that. Of course, my life is super low. If I were to be more serious about this build, obviously I path out of here. I don't need any more area of effect. I get rid of this, and then I got 4 skills. I'll probably grab these for the increased Warcry speed, and then this bad boy to get 60% more damage, and then maybe another life node for that 4th one. I'm only on 92, so if I were to go to level 100, the next 8 levels is probably going to be all life. That's it. I'll just get life, and then maybe I'll probably have to grab this accuracy node. And there's a ton of life I can get. These 2 life nodes, they're just sitting there waiting to be leveled up. That's going to be a little bit of armor, so that's going to be kind of nice, but not really that needed. Probably get rid of Carcass Jack. I was thinking the insanity armor. Doppelganger's guys, using Doppelganger's guys and get that reduced physical and chaos damage, or I can just go in-game strength stacker with divine flesh. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to end game this, but for now I'm going to be clearing T16s with the quickness. That is all. I will check you guys later.